So hello, everyone. My name is Kenia. That's Kenia because I am important. Last name Brown. The name of the company is Trupro, and we happen to be your one and only appliance repair company in Palm Beach County, Florida, that is 100% female owned and operated.
Awesome. Well, here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hey, it's Kellen, and today, I'm at home. Always at home, but I'm not in the office. I'm not outside. And that's because I'm going to make too much noise. But my guest today, I know we're going to cut up. We're going to have a good time. Cheers to Miss Kenia Brown of Trupro for coming by, stopping by. It's nice to be the boss, to pause everything and get to cut up. Kenia, when I met you, you are like no other person in the chamber. You are free to be you. You're going to say what you're going to say. But were you always like this? Were you always an entrepreneur?
Oh boy. So was I always like this? I would say that it's inertly in me. If you ever meet my parents, you'd be like, oh, okay, you're okay then. We understand what happened to you. But no, after leaving from Jamaica, I did have a very quiet, shy period in high school, or at least so I think. I'm sure my classmates don't really believe that. Business ownership wise, I believe so, because as a child, my only mission was to become rich. And I kind of had a feeling I wasn't going to be doing it under the powers of somebody else telling me what to do.
Okay. And so it comes from the family? Were there entrepreneurs in the family? Mom, dad, grandma?
Sure. Grandfather had a bar in Jamaica. I had an uncle with a bar, had uncle who also was in the transportation business. He had a couple public transportation buses. Aunt who was a vendor. Yeah, so I would say yes. Okay. There's been quite a lot of them in the family.
So that impact on seeing people making their own, it probably got you as a kid.
Got me with the not working the 9-to-5 everyday situation. Now, bear in mind, as a business owner, you still end up working maybe more than the 9-to-5. Mm-hmm. But like you said, the flexibility to pause and hang out with you, priceless. I don't have to call somebody to ask, can I go hang out with Kellen today?
And how long have you been doing Trupro?
Trupro actually started in 2013. It actually started as a carpet cleaning business with a friend of mine. And over the years, and we had a transition. The appliance portion of it started in 2015.
Okay. Now to get started, was it already set like franchise and you bought it?
No, absolutely not. So check out the logo. It was a lot of deep thought that was given, that was done. And I will give shout out to the person who did it, the one who started the business, Vivian Carnegie. But no, the end goal was if at any point we wanted to be a chain or a franchise or so forth, that it would be impactful.
Okay. So is that still in the plan?
Yes, definitely.
Okay. And you saw
no question about that, right?
You saw my book, or the book, one of my books. I have many down
Built
there.
To Sell?
Built to Sell.
Yes.
And yeah. Well, as a consultant, I'm nosy. I read everything I can get my hands on that especially talks about business so I can implement it and put it in and make, 2 pennies. With creating your own from start, did you have any capital money? Did you have
Absolutely not.
No?
None whatsoever.
No rich sponsors, VC, angels, none of that.
I had zero, and that was it. It was a mission. It was a goal. It was literally the initial intent was from each dollar that we earn, a certain portion would go back to marketing, pay the bills and so forth. And actually, I believe that has helped us tremendously because when you fall into a down pit, you don't have to worry about, oh my God, how am I going to do this? You're like, oh, been there, done that, didn't have any money. Let's just continue. So I think that helped tremendously.
Okay. And how many, the team, how big was it?
Oh, the team at one point, we were also doing event cleaning. So if I take that out, because at that point, you're about 20, 30 people. But we consistently would be probably, I think about 7. Consistently between office manager, myself, and the other workers.
Okay, how many did you start with?
Not one.
Just one.
Vivian, the one who started. just him.
Okay.
That was it. Yeah.
Man, and the growth. That's beautiful. I love to hear that story. What do you think separates you from, I'm sure you saw other people who are in the business and they're no longer here, whether it be the pandemic or just bad business practice. What separated Trupro.
What separated Trupro is my passion and drive actually comes from the employees. Once you have that knowledge that you're responsible for the livelihood of the others, you will get up and do what you need to do. Business can't be all just about you and the profit margin that you're going to be making, because at the end of the day, I am dedicated to changing our melanin brothers and sisters' lives.
You got the mama factor.
I do.
Yeah.
That's probably part of the problem. They won't.
now, do you have children?
Yes, I do. 2 boys.
Do they work in the business?
They have no choice.
Okay, I love it. Oh, that's the immigrant way. Yes,
but they do work for other people, because you do need to understand the difference between working with your family business versus working with others. So yeah, I have a 22 and an 18.
Okay,
2 boys.
Okay, and y'all boys better appreciate what your mother has put together, because I saw my grandmother with her businesses, but I only saw her like with her daycare business, and she's still alive. But the difference of being in the daycare, even if you hung out for a little bit and your grandmother owns it, versus having to go to another daycare, the treatment is going to be different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So funny story about the younger son. What is it? About September 2020, he actually got his first outside job, was working at Panera Bread. First 2 nights were training. Third night, he came home highly upset, like ticked off. And I'm like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, can you believe it? I'm working. And then all of a sudden, my manager came over to me and she's like, you need to take a break. Well, I need a break I'm working. When I work with you, we don't take a break. And I was like, oh, pump the brakes. That's called child labor laws. I own you, so you don't have to get a break. But in this case, take your break, kick your feet up. They're still paying you. So work ethics was apparently instilled in them, even if I didn't want to. Yeah. Because he went to the people's job complaining. They told him to have a break.
Man, that's a real Jamaican right there.
Don't go with the myth.
Yeah.
New generation Jamaicans, we're kicked back, no problem.
Okay, I mean, it's okay to kick back, and it's okay to give back too. I want to know, through the time that you've had your business, what's the community give back that you're doing or that you like?
So I did not get the opportunity to actually do the give back that I want. I actually contacted the AA Association to see about them using part of our office location. They haven't contacted me yet. I'm waiting, and I'm considering to do Meals on Wheels. The elderly has a whole big passion on me. We have done volunteer, like we have done Thanksgiving down at St. Anne's downtown, where we're served there. But yeah. So it's really the elderly that's my biggest concern. One day I'm going to get there, and also I didn't want anybody treating my grandparents, horribly.
And what was it about the AA that hit you?
Unfortunately, there is a gentleman that sleeps out front of our office building. I don't know his full status because he doesn't seem approachable. Like I've tried, but he hasn't given off that vibe. And unfortunately, I have to be wary. It's early in the morning. Usually I'm the first one out there. And if anything happens to me, I won't be able to pinpoint exactly whom. Yeah. So, but I haven't approached, but it's just kind of, I know when I see him, he has his beer cans. And I figured maybe if there was a meeting there, maybe one day or one evening, he would actually come in.
Okay, we're gonna have your sons go check him out just in a friendly check. We gotta do a check. We can't wait. It's Florida. We can't wait. Not to say I've worked with that community before, not to say everyone's a problem or anything, but we at least gotta know who's around us. I like to know, I know all my neighbors, like on each side. That's Brazil, that's Peru, next to them is India, and it just Finland, and it just goes around. I know all my neighbors.
I mean, it's good. I mean, the whole concept of it still takes a community to do everything. As much as we want to isolate ourselves and think that we're an island of our own, we still need everybody.
Yes. And that's why I think, we join chambers. I join many organizations that if I think I can put something into them. What was your reason for joining the South Florida Black Chamber?
Oh, boy. Hey, Oliver.
Yeah, what's up? Mr. Brown.
It literally was Oliver. If anyone has heard Oliver Brown from the DF tax, his story alone and what he was actually trying to do with the Black Chamber made sense. I mean, historically over the years, we know we're supposed to come together. We know we're supposed to unite. We have the educational status and we know what to do. But for some weird reason, we still are lacking on certain pieces of it. So we'll all talk the game about, oh, we need to do this, we need to do this. And when it comes time to step up to do something, we disappear. Quickly. And we quickly speak about, oh, I thought you were going to do this. And if we're not there to actually do it, we cannot expect anybody else to do it for us. So part of the reason for being a part of the Black Chamber is that reason, to assist the goal and the mission of the chamber.
Okay. And you guys check out the South Florida Black Chamber. Google that, whether you are listening on iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, our latest partner at AYV Radio in Freetown, Sierra Leone, or even those of you who watch on YouTube, kick up them YouTube numbers, share the game. This is real talk. This is not get rich talk. Kenia is telling you she started from scratch.
Zero.
Scratch. And then built up this business and wants to franchise it. Now, the point of franchising it, is it to just grow more Black businesses or business period?
Always first point, it would be to grow more Black businesses. But realistically, at the end of the day, to grow more businesses.
Okay.
Can't discriminate.
No, you can't discriminate because money doesn't discriminate. No. But you know who does discriminate? No. Folks who are coming out of the jailhouse system. Really? Can't find a job sometimes. Do you hire inmates?
Can't find a job.
Can't find a job, or have been told no so many times that they're like, I don't even, I'm tired of looking. People keep telling me no because I got
double-edged sword on that. I'm a firm believer in what you did in the past. As long as you've learned from it, then we could move forward. Yes, I have hired past inmates, and actually, I'm not a huge concern of what you did in the past. My concern is, what are you doing now?
Okay.
And the reason why I say it's double-edged, unfortunately, I do have governmental contracts, so I will have to run background check. Depending on your situation, you can appeal it with the background check and still pass. Other than that, I can use you in other positions where you may not be going into a home, so forth. But then you also have to remember, if you're incarcerated for a period of time and don't decide to have that strong will to break out of institutionalization, then that's all up onto you. And I say that because some do come into an interview and you're just like, wow, you really thought that was the best way to present yourself today. Or they start the job and then you start to get 1,000 different problems without any form of solutions to it. I mean, I can give you monologue stories. I get a text message that's like, your phone is just going bloop, 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 because there's like 15 messages. And it's, telling me about the car that broke down and all of these things. But nowhere in there you said, hey, if I take the bus to this location, can you pick me up? Like, if you're going to give the problems, throw in a solution so that the employer sees that you're at least willing to meet partway. Not send me 15 messages as if you want me now to say, hey, you want me to come pick you up? No, that's no initiative at all.
Yeah. Ooh, I need you to preach that because, right.
I mean, if you want the help, you're going to have to come some kind of a way to get the help. And when you do get there, then do the work you need to without any problems. I digress.
That's such a deep thing because I have friends from the Ukraine to West Africa and business that we do in Africa, period. And people will take a check, take a job, and then want you to do the job basically for them.
Why not?
And complain. But in those complaints, there's a thing in America. In Charleston White, I don't know if you know who Charleston White is. He's on YouTube.
But you're going to tell them about him?
Yeah, you can YouTube him later. But he said the funniest thing. He says, I didn't come to work. I came to sue. He's actually looking for an issue at the job. And that was a big YouTuber.
Okay. I fortunately, knock on wood, have not had that person. But and then again, if the employee is coming to sue, as long as the employer knows that or has an inclination of that, they can use it to their advantage because then you just call that quality control.
Yeah.
What can you do to improve the business to make sure he doesn't get to sue? Or if he does, he can't win.
Yeah.
So it's just motivation. Shouldn't be a problem. Now I have to find Charles. Did he sue anybody?
No, he's made like at least 40,000. He said from his. He'll say there's no not JACO or HIPAA, I'm thinking medical terms, but there's no like break room. In the break room, even at the house, I have to have things in the house legally that if they come through and not, if they can get to the gate, and then the aggressive, gate people, they knock, I have to have these things posted up to say, this is minimum wage. Even though I don't have any minimum wage workers on my team, but I have to at least have that posted in whatever the break room is. So we in America, everything is litigious. It's of just course. Like
who can I sue.com.
Yeah, can I sue? I'm trying to sue. I'm trying to get over. Sue. Yeah, I'm fit to. I'm fixing to. All that good stuff.
That word trips me out. First time when we moved here when I was 12, and the first person who said I'm fixing to. What? So yeah, that's still a word that trips me out all the time. Fixing to. Well, or
finna, yeah. Well, but you know what? Going to patois, some people say, "Oh, but I'm speaking pidgin, or I'm speaking patois, I'm speaking, Creole." So I'm talking like that.
I mean, but then again, yeah, it's patois on its own is a very interesting dialect, because even within the country of Jamaica, some of us have no clue what the other ones say. Like what? So, but yeah, I'm actually dabbled with a little pidgin. I have a friend who is from Lagos.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. How similar do you find?
Oh, not
at all.
Not because majority of the African they were more from Ghana.
Okay.
Instead, so
but Ghana has its own pidgin.
Yeah, but I haven't met the Ghanaian to teach me that.
Oh, you haven't? Okay, no. A Ghanaian. I got actually. Hold on. I got some connections. Marvin, if you see this, Marvin's been on my
teach show. Me some pidgin because I am actually planning to go to Ghana next May.
Okay, so you got to practice your tree because that's what they speak there.
Oh, yeah. Now I went from pidgin to tree.
Yeah, well, because tree is the language. The pidgin changes. Filipinos speak pidgin. Hawaiians speak pidgin. Okay. Pidgin is just a remix of a language.
Well, no problem. Yeah. Marvin, hit me up.
Marvin's my guy. Rodney, if you're back from COVID, because Rodney, you had a bad case of COVID. I understand. I got some Ghana people I can connect you with. Whether they're Americans or if they're from there. Now, in business, what's the most, for you, difficult part that's just not natural for you to do and that you have to do as an entrepreneur?
Almost 10 years in on this particular business. Even if it wasn't my thing, it has now become my thing. My mother has been teaching 52 years and she's still teaching.
Wow.
So
God bless her.
Yeah, God bless her. I did 10 years. Woohoo!
I did maybe 3 months and them kids, I grabbed one like this with a hoodie.
Statute of limitations. I can't discuss anything that happened there, but woo. But no, truly as a teacher, you have to first teach yourself in order to teach someone else. So there's been many tasks that I've had to take on. For instance, appliance repairs. I did not start an appliance repair business. It literally started me. Like I said, we started as a carpet cleaning company. And when I took over in 2015, I met a gentleman who said, "Hey, you can make money doing appliance repairs." And I was like, look, my fairy godfather came because as a service business in a seasonal state, yes, for the people who believe Florida is always sunny and bright, it is, but it's still a seasonal state because majority of our residents are not here during the summertime. And because of that, your funds are not coming in as quickly as they should, but your bills seem to just automatically happen no matter what. And I was like, oh, fairy godfather. He said, you don't even have to advertise for this. Ooh, marketing budget's cut on that. Just simply sign up with the warranty company. They'll send you all the jobs. He'll do the work and I'll get my percentage.
Yeah.
Thank you, fairy godfather. And so I did it. And I said, hey, can you give me like one day out of the week? So when we get these jobs, I'll be like, okay, we'll just schedule for this day. He's like, no, we're doing a partnership. Just let me know when the job is. So I sat down with my office manager and I was like, okay, on the carpet cleaning, we give a 2-hour window. So because of this, let's do a 4-hour window. So if he has to do something, he can do it and still make it to the job in time. Late. I don't mean just simple late. If we said he'd be there between 8 to 12, 3 o'clock, you still wondering where he is. So we spoke. He straightened up. Oh, jobs are rocking. We are rolling. All right, things are going well. And then one day, MIA. Can't find him at all, period. I was on my way out of town with my youngest son. We made it a couple states up, stopped at a friend, and he called the following morning nonchalantly,
Mhm.
gave me a very interesting story. I listened, and I said, "Are you dead?"
Mm.
Because that would be the only reason you couldn't say to us what was happening that day. Needless to say, I continued my journey 1,900 miles away, held my event, slept for 3 hours, drove back to Florida, slept for 3 more hours, picked him up every day in Pompano. We did calls from Tequesta to Miami 7 days a week. I would sleep 3 hours a day. Clearly, I figured something was going to kill me. Stress, driving off the road, whatever, it would have killed me at some point. So I said, now at this point, you have to remember, I am now in a contractual agreement with the warranty company, and I don't like to burn bridges. What do I do? Just say, hey, we can't do this anymore and just stop? What if in the future I want to do it? So I said, you know what, start paying attention to what he does.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that little tool he uses every time he goes in and makes a little beepity beep sound? Oh, I found out the name. I YouTubed it. I watched every YouTube video possible on it. I went over to Home Depot. I played the dumb blonde girl. Sorry, gentlemen, it may not work out for you, but yeah, play the dumb blonde girl. And he gave me all my tips and tricks. And I started to pay attention to which of the 7 appliances seemed to be easiest. I chose the range. And I said, okay, told my office manager, when we get a range job, we're not going to assign it to him. We'll just simply give it to me. And I would buy every part I could possibly purchase for it. And I would go there to do it. So I remember my very first job, most hilarious thing. You have to remember when he and I were going, customers would tell him the problem and go off in the house to wherever they have to do. So I get to my first job. It's a range, right front burner, not working. Oh, this should be easy because it's either going to be the burner or it's going to be the switch. So I pulled it out. Oh, matter of fact, the lady stood there. So she was like this right beside me. Intimidation. Pulled it out, unplugged it. Safety first, people. I pulled the back, took my picture because you need to know where the wires went. I changed out the switch. Oh no, I needed to test to make sure the switch was working properly. But now because the customer's standing there, all knowledge went out of my head. Blank, clean slate, don't know what to do.
Yeah.
But I recall that if you put the 2 leads together, it makes a beeping sound. So I did that and said, oh, that doesn't sound good. I changed out the switch, plugged it back in, turned, burner still didn't come on. So remember, she started here?
Yeah.
Now she's up here. Okay, no problem. My switch is still new. Put it back, her old one, went around to the front, lifted up, took out the bad burner, put my new burner in, do everything, plugged it in, bam, it works with a problem. I didn't know that there was a special way to put the burner in. So now her pot would be like off kilter to the side.
That's okay though.
Because now this lady's like this. She's about to choke herself. So I went out to the vehicle with the old and the new burner going, what in heaven's name did I do? What did I do right? Did I do wrong? Whatever. And I finally figured out that there's some numbers at the bottom that if you don't line it up that way, it doesn't work. Went back in, put it in, and I saved the day. She didn't get to choke herself. And it's just that feeling of accomplishment. And then over time, we went, through the ranges, the dryers, and so forth until I was able to wean him out of my life.
That is awesome. You had me, and not to put you to work, but I actually today, I won't say the business name because it was another business that you may even know. The guy was supposed to come here at 10:30. Okay. When I call by maybe noon, I got a call. Hey, I can't make it till 4 or 5. Sorry, brethren. Yeah, I'm giving it away. I'm getting. Yeah. I said, huh? But if you got a fill valve in your truck, our car, I'm gonna bother you because I have an agreement with my wife. On our first home that we bought, I thought I was gonna make it to Bill Gates' home. I'm doing all type of stuff. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to touch this on the door. And so after that house, we made an agreement. Can you not fix anything? And I mean anything. Can you not mow the lawn? Because you want to try to bring robots to try to do this. Like, I'm in the future. I'm just happy to be here in the present, but I'm living in the future. So if you got to hang up a picture, can you have someone else do it? Not you, because you want to use the latest, whatever. And that's let me just shout out Trupro there. When you do schedule an appointment with Trupro, you don't have those 10:30, I'll be there at 4 o'clock issues. First of all, you're getting a
text message is going to confirm your appointment. Our appointments do not change.
Mm.
Then when the tech is on his way to you, within about 20 to 30 minutes, you receive another text message letting you know that he's on his way. Now, unfortunately, fine folks, I do not control DOT. I can't tell you what's going to happen on the roadway. In addition to that, sometimes we think the job might be relatively simple. When you get to the home, it's more complicated. In that situation, our office manager gives you a call and let you know, hey, go on out, just kind of stay close to home type situation. So you're not trapped at home. Yes, it is a 3-hour window because, again, we cannot control traffic. And the reason there's so prior to me having a service business, I was that customer. Oh, Comcast said they'll be here between 8 and 12. Why they can't just tell me a time? I figured out the reason why. You want your technician in your home to focus on you and your situation, not feeling like they do have that rush. That 3-hour window gives us enough time to get to you. Traffic issues, hopefully, FHP has cleared the roadway by that time and they could still make it to you in a decent time. So yes, it's only 3 hours window. And unfortunately, we do not work on the weekends because I'm big and huge on family values. Okay. I don't care if my technicians don't like their family, but you're gonna go home to them.
And you guys, all appliances, so toilet.
No, that's not an appliance, honey. So let me clarify appliances to you. Okay, it's in the appliance section in the store, and it's the laundry appliances. So your washer and your dryer, and your major household kitchen appliances, refrigerator, over the range microwave, built-in wall oven, built-in microwave, cooktop, dishwasher, and your range. Am I missing some? I don't think I'm missing anything. Oh, and the exhaust hood.
Okay. So you ain't gonna have no fill valve because if you even give me one, I wanna.
Right now, I like to stay in my lane. And not only do I like to stay in my lane, but the share of the wealth. So I let our customers know that we are from the tip of your plug on the appliance to the appliance. Okay. Electrical issues is for the electrician. Okay. Plumbing issues is for the plumber. Okay. I've had people contact me. I've even had technicians like, oh, are we going to do air conditioning work? No time soon, because everything they can do, I can do also. Okay. And God knows I don't want to see no rats, no roaches, no rodents, no lizards, or nothing. Hot addicts and yeah. So appliance repair is pretty cool because on AC work, you're normally getting there when the customer is hot. By the time you leave there, the customer is cool and you're still going to another hot house. In my case, 90% of our appliances are in air conditioning. We're the cool dudes.
Let me ask a question. This is for a friend of mine who does a lot of import export, but a lot of times when you go send something to Africa, people are going to like Goodwill or whatnot to get some old appliances. If somebody brings like 25 microwaves and says, hey, I need you to refurbish these microwaves, is that something that's even worth it now that microwaves are like $25 in Walmart?
It all depends on the microwave itself. And right now, our biggest problem is getting parts. Okay. There is, I can't put it out there, but there's a couple brands that not only do appliances, they're also in the telecommunications world, and they're pretty notorious for making parts obsolete. So your appliance may be only 5 years old, but I can't get the part.
Wow. You got to go to China.
And that's a different trip. When I go to China, come back with a whole barge. I got barge.
Yeah. Now, when 3D printing is a big thing now.
My parts are usually mechanical. It's not like I'm just doing a knob. Okay. My parts actually have moving gears and things that they do and voltage going through it.
But 3D printers think and say they're even doing 24-hour 3D printing homes in Guatemala.
So you want me to print you up a fill valve? Is that what you're trying to?
Well, whatever that part may be, and let me know if you want more ice.
No, I'm good. But wait, so you want me to go get you a fill valve? Is what you're saying? Print you up one?
I want to know if you think 3D printing, metaverse, and all that is going to impact your business.
Will it impact my business? 3D printing, probably not. Because like I said, each manufacturer have their own specifications to the mechanical parts that we are actually changing. Metaverse, to a certain extent, I do see where the industry is going because majority of the appliances now are Wi-Fi enabled.
Okay.
So the manufacturer does have that little string that he can be like, okay, well, we don't even need the service company to actually diagnose anything, but just to put the part in that we say that's needed. Or maybe it'll just be a simple firmware update. I have no clue where they're going with it. The beautiful thing about the appliance industry, though, same thing with the car industry. My children's father, we had a auto repair shop in Bronx, New York, and when that was being opened back in the 90s, somebody was like, I don't see the reason why you're opening a shop. All the cars are going to be this and be that. Well, it did take some time for Tesla to even make it there. So I still believe we have a few good more years that will go, definitely here in the US. And you always have to remember there's always quote unquote third world countries that won't be able to be at that advanced level during that time. I'm a flexible girl who likes to travel. You want to move me somewhere else? Hey.
Have you considered opening up a company in the metaverse and buying real estate in the metaverse?
Not yet, because the metaverse confuses me right now. My nephew has told me about it. My older son has told me about it, but I have not had the time to dedicate my brain to it. I don't know what it is.
You're in it.
Something, when you say metaverse, all I remember is on Michael Jackson's hologram.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Now, could we be doing this from home in the comfort of my home? Maybe, and I'll probably be very happy, but I'm also a social butterfly. So
and I would not have been able to serve you cranberry juice if not, if you were there. And if I could, maybe DoorDash, but it would not have been the same thing of being able to,
right. So I still, and it's funny because I was at a meeting last night and supposedly LinkedIn did a survey that basically said people's skills for their job had to increase by a certain percentage over the last 5 years and will be increasing again. And I was just like, is it the skill that's increasing or they're just changing the wording on their resume? Are you the janitor or are you the building maintenance expertise? So, but yeah, I mean, technology is no problem for me at all. Shout out to my son, Jamal Cole. He'll make sure that I know what to do.
So how excited are you about automation in your business and how that has...
I need to automate. I have not spent the time that I need to. There's certain aspects of it that could be finessed in regard to the automation of it. But yeah, it's something that I'm open to.
Okay. So
maybe I stop watching Netflix so much, then maybe I'll have time.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, I'm glad you said it because
I know my downfalls.
I'm glad that you said that because so many people think, and you guys could watch Kevin Samuels all day, every day, and then say, why am I not having a relationship? Because you keep watching TV. And there's nothing wrong with Kevin Samuels. He's a very nice guy off air. Got to do what you got to do to go viral. But I just, automation, it's like, it's here, it's now. I didn't want to work hard for anybody else. I want to work hard for my clients, but I don't want to work hard for anyone else. I want to travel with my clients. And I love when I can do that and say, hey, like you, write a book. Put some stuff together that lives even past you and inspires a young girl from what part of Jamaica are you from?
Have you been to Jamaica?
I've been in the Grill and Mobe. So only the tourist areas.
You poor baby.
Okay.
So I'm just giving shout outs all through this whole thing.
It.
Shout outs to Brownstown, St. Anne. Now, you'll know the difference because no one from St. Anne, if you ask them, they'll say St. Anne, A-N-N. Anybody else will say St. Anne's with the S.
Okay.
It's St. Anne. It's known as the Garden Parish. It's where majority of your tourism is happening. So after you get to the Montego Bay Airport and you make the left, you go through Trelawney and you get on over to St. Anne. Life is beautiful. No tourists. I mean, Bob Marley was from there. Marcus was from there. We're full of culture. Matter of fact, this past Easter weekend, there was a traffic gridlock for 6 hours in St. Anne.
Okay.
Everybody wants to be there. Like if the country could have tipped over from excessive weight, it was just flipped over that weekend because everybody is in St. Anne. Let
me ask you, in St. Anne, is there property that an American can say, wow, that's a deal and a steal? And
no, not a deal and a steal. Not anymore in St. Anne. St. Anne is like prime real estate, like being over on the island.
Okay.
Everybody wants.
Yeah, that's a steal.
Let me put it this way. Everybody want to be there.
Okay. So no deals or steals. Do you feel as a Jamaican that Jamaicans still have control over the country?
No, absolutely not. Country, unfortunately, has been sold out. Can we get it back? Maybe not. Yeah, corruption. It's like most places.
Even through the reparations
No.
talk, no.
No.
So
No. And I'm not a real political type girl at all. There's just some silly things that have happened in the country that, matter of fact, I posted a video on my Facebook page, I think it was this morning, of a Jamaican who is doing the Iditarod.
Okay.
But it didn't seem as if he was sponsored even by the country.
Well, he's trying to make a movie.
But I'm saying, but think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, because as usual as Jamaicans, we have to be in every single thing. Now we have one man mushing through the entire Alaska, and we're not even sponsoring him as a country.
Yeah.
I mean, majority of us probably don't even know that he's even doing this. So there's some aspects that the country can actually focus on, and pain issues there sometimes. But I love the country.
So I did not
tell you, of all the Caribbean countries, that you can't beat the Jamaican.
You can't beat it, but I want all the Caribbean folks who look like us, and maybe some that don't, because they might
they just sound like us.
I want them, I want them to do their AfricanAncestry.com and find out on paper where they're from.
The reason I haven't done that, because documentation was lost. So I don't really believe that information is accurate. We had no document. Like, for instance, my grandfather, his last name that I know him as was not his birth last name. He didn't like his last name. So he woke up one morning and said, you know what? I don't like it. I'm just going to change it to my cousin's last name because it sounded better. There's no official documentation for this. But my entire life, my mother's named after the new last name. Yeah. There's no documentation. So I don't know how Ancestry.com, how accurate that information is.
But it's DNA. So do you believe in science?
Yes, but then again, pre-Pangea, aren't we all from the same place?
We are. The reason I say that to Caribbean folks especially is I keep hearing I'm a Jamaican, I'm a Haitian. No, that's where you were dropped off.
Right, exactly.
But Africa, countries like my beloved Sierra Leone, Salone Bobo.
What does Salone Bobo mean?
Salone, I'm a Salone boy.
Okay, I don't want to go saying the wrong word.
Salone CC.
Oh,
but
okay.
The fact that we know we're probably Bantu as a tribe. We know that because Bantu went from West Africa all the way down to South, but that countries like Sierra Leone are giving citizenship if you come and say, prove, hey, I'm this. So that's why we have to do it, because if Jamaica is sold out and it's going to be hard to get it back in the next 10 to 20 years, let's go to Sierra Leone where $100 is $1 million of theirs. Guess what $1 million gets you? I have a professor friend who makes about $1 million a month.
Which million?
$1 million. He makes $1 million Sierra Leone.
Okay.
Sierra Leone.
Okay.
So he's making about $100 a month, right? Give or take.
Right.
So when we go over there with our US, our Jamaican dollars, it's your arbitrage is the correct term. We're flipping our money. How much, I sit and I have dinner with people in Sierra Leone. I'm going to pay. Now I'm going to pay probably either way because I like to be generous. I told you I was king of all hosting. I go to Budokan. We just came back from New York over the weekend. I went to Budokan. I'm going to pay. It's all good. If anybody wants to participate, they can, but I'm going to pay because I'm the king of hosting. I want you while I'm
red king. Which king are you?
A red king?
Yeah. Is it the red hat? Which king?
The red. Oh yeah, the red cap chief. Yeah. Okay. I also have one that I thank my guy Trevor from South Africa. He sent me a hat, but my father-in-law calls me in Kim, and my mother-in-law gave me the red cap chief. Yeah, I almost want to go grab it, but you guys have seen it. If you watch YouTube, you've seen me pull it. Oh, you saw it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, with business being, to me, the only way Black folks can be sane, because you have some type of freedom.
Right, true.
What programs maybe you start a program, I don't know, to help young women, especially entrepreneurs, because I meet so many women and I'm like, what do you want to do? They're telling me they're a bad bee. They want to be their own boss, but they're working, a minimum wage job, and maybe they have no pictures on Instagram. Maybe they have a whole plethora, but there's nothing to say that you're a boss. What can we do to help those women?
What can we do to help them? That's a heavy loaded question there. I had to think on that one.
Okay.
Because again, we trying to help them
Mm-hmm.
also needs them trying to help themselves.
Mm.
So a lot of people make the statement of what they want to be and what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the moment they come up with a problem,
Mm-hmm.
they stop. Or like you said, they're going to the regular job, but not dedicating the same amount of time to the business. I used to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally handed in my resignation and was just like, that's it. With no clue what I was going to do. But I knew for myself, I'm a 0 100% girl.
Mm-hmm.
It's either I'm not doing it or I'm doing it.
Okay.
And you just sometimes got to step off the cliff, parachute or no parachute. Either if you have no parachute, there's something soft to land on. If there is a parachute, pray it opens. But you just have to do and learn from whatever you did do or didn't do. There's a lot of programs out there that people can actually get into. Now, maybe educating ourselves will be the very first thing.
Mm-hmm.
And seeking out the research. I've helped other companies. Like I said, when we started the carpet cleaning and I had the janitorial portion, I've helped other companies start their janitorial companies. And to move forward and so forth. Like anybody knows they can always call me and get free information. Maybe I just need to start charging, but
yes. Amen to that. Consulting. Yes. Yes.
So for the ones who got it free, I'm sending a check.
Yeah. So you need to send it just like you do to the church, like Kenneth Cope was
Exactly.
sticking under the door or something during the pandemic. Of all things. Sticking under the door, the government said stay inside. But okay.
So, but I haven't really sat down to figure out like a nonprofit or something portion of it. But yeah, if they want to call me, contact me, and I'll give you the real honest information that you basically need.
Man, you guys are getting the game. Free 99. And I'm not going to give you too much because I want you to go rewind, take note. Some of you know I was talking about you because I know some of y'all. Yep, I was talking about you. I'll send this interview to you and timestamp it and say, check that out. Because again, I can't be canceled because I wasn't looking for your approval. That's one. Two, my only thing is I want us all to win because I know what I came from. I know who I am. And I know that it wasn't rocket science, but it was knowing that you can do this.
Right.
You can, if you can create one business, you can create 5 or 10 of them. You got to have a team though. And that's what we struggle with.
The team. Yes. Finding the team. Keeping the team. Having the team realize what the actual vision is, because not everybody who comes on the team has the same vision as you. In interviews, people they actually send their representative, and they give
like
you
dating.
Yeah, and I don't know, I don't date that much. Anywho, that's not going on record, but it basically though they send this representation, and you're like, oh, okay, and then they get on and they have these side agendas. And again, I don't have a problem with side agendas. Like I'll tell people, even if you're working with me and you have your side hustle going on, I'm fine with that. As long as your side hustle is not affecting everything else. And I mean, like if you're using my stuff to do your side hustle, at least throw me a bone out of the hustle.
Using your paper and ink.
We're a green company. We're a green company. Everything is emailed. Okay. But I'm just saying, it's like, have the decency to say, hey, I use this, or, so forth. And just throw me a bone. I'm not asking for much. And I look at other cultures. So if you want to just use the Jewish community, the Asian community, and especially if you're like in the tri-state area, New York, especially, and you have one farmer's market on the corner. And then suddenly you don't see the same set of people in the farmer's market. It's because they started another farmer's market and they moved over and they left that one with these set of people. Yeah. Then same thing with the nail salon and the beauty supply store. Yet for us, we see the person in our community advancing. And instead of either saying, hey, how did you do that? Hey, can I do it too? We figure, oh, look at you. You think you made it now. Oh, but that's the cheapest you can be. Not thinking, yeah, I still have the same bills to pay, sometimes even more, because when you're a smaller company, your insurance rate is higher. All these things are higher. But if you had assisted us, then maybe I can take Trupro to a larger scale and turn over one of them to you. And we just keep on building. It's that inner hate. I want to say that it's probably on not the African side, I'm hoping, but on the US side, I'm just going to say that that's probably with the training on the ship. because I know they purposely, intentionally fed us differently. Fed you today while I'm starving, so I have to fight you to get it. But we've advanced past that, I would hope, because we have the educational structure now. So that's why I say a lot of us speak about it. I was actually speaking to a friend yesterday, and we were talking about the transition in Harlem. Why is it?
You mean the East Manhattan?
The different Harlem. Why isn't it that during that transition period, none of our, and I'll just use the actor and actresses, purchased like maybe 2 or 3 blocks and sold it back to the lovely Black folks? Why not?
Yeah.
Aren't we educated enough to know that that could have assisted tremendously?
Yeah.
Somebody had to know about it.
That's why.
Somebody had to know we were.
And we're trying to be next to Robert De Niro and saying, that's why we were trying, to get to that colder ice. Yeah, I said that. None of these things are true blue, true pro. This is Kelly.
Let's throw some disclaimers written in this portion.
I'm old school New York. I was there with DJ Clue tapes or things.
Oh boy.
And go, yeah.
Hey, shout out to tapes. My son bought a 1999 Honda Civic. It had a cassette player in it.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, no owner since 99 till now changed out this cassette player. So we keep
they had some good stuff on tape.
We're keeping it for vintage purposes.
Yeah, I still got some tape. Look, I go to the closet.
Yeah. You want me to wind it up with my pencil for you?
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with the tapes, because that's how we passed Shakespeare. We put the play and record and talk into it, and on the other thing we had the beat going.
Remember trying to do your voicemail recording? So you had to press the tape through the recording. I'm not that old, folks. That's what I heard. I watched it on YouTube.
Hey, I am, because I thank God that I've made it this far, because I know many who haven't. True. And I know what I want, and I know what I'm gonna go get, and so I am that old, pager code, all that. I knew it all. My code, well, it surely wasn't 187, but I was all about the love. But I mean 69.
I was 555.
Okay. I just like to be fair. Tell me this, where can the people go book an appointment for Trupro? Website, app, where are we at? Let the people know.
Easy. Website. True, T-R-U, Pro, P like Peter, R-O, Applicances.com. You can schedule there. If there's any conflict, again, customer service representative will give you a call, figure that out. But people, please, the model number is important to the unit if you want us to be able to repair faster. I can't guarantee that will be repaired on the very first visit, because there's sometimes issues that come up, but if the model number. And where do you find the model number usually? Open the door. There is a sticker usually close to the hinge, or if it's in the refrigerator, on the side wall. That's important. I have customers who believe that we can just show up with the correct part that's needed. There's 34 brands who makes 7 appliances, who have various models. So even though you're next door to your neighbor and you both have the same model, you probably have 2 different versions that use 2 different set of parts. And if I was to have my tech show up to your home with all the parts, we'd probably be pulling up with about maybe 7 to 8 53-foot trailers just to figure out the one part that you need. So we don't stock parts to that magnitude. But if you give us a detailed description, telling a company, oh, my refrigerator don't work. Yeah, what does that mean? Absolutely nothing. So the more detailed you can be, any noises that you've heard, is it not cooling, what the temperatures are, what you have done, has anyone else done work on it before? Things of that nature helps tremendously. But it's easy to get in contact with us. The only thing you need to remember at the moment, we do not work on Saturday and Sunday. Not just necessarily because we didn't want to, but also our appliance stores where we would get our parts are also closed. So it's kind of a moot point to be there. And like I said, we are strong on family values. So having that time to be home is important for our technicians also.
You guys have got the game, whether you are listening or watching. When we go off air, I tell you, that's where the real conversation happens. And I'm going to stress and be bothering Kenia about, you mean we can't get the parts from the companies and 3D print them off there, open source, whatever they may have. We're gonna talk off air, because that part of the game, when you write your book, you're gonna say, Kellen, this is why we, that's that. Yeah, I wanted just a page, But you guys, make sure links are in the description, whether you are listening or watching. Make sure you share the game. If nothing else, share the game and bless somebody it will change their life. Be blessed, y'all.
Hi guys, I'm Kai Gabiam from the Diaspora channel, a lover of Africa. If you love Africa as well and you would love to visit one day or to relocate to Africa, there is a course out there for you. And this course is My First Trip to Africa, a course well put together by a seasoned traveler, Kellen Cash Coleman. This course is designed to prepare you to travel better, which will save you both time and money. And the great news is this course costs only $20, guys. It can't get any better. Go right now and enroll to this course at www.diversifygame.com.